welcome once again to the Voidcast, Episode 2. I'm one of your hosts, Rick, and I'm here with Devin.
Hey there, Ricky.
And we got a real dank episode lined up today. But before we hop into the main topic, let's dive into the news.
Woo!
That was good. We should record that as like a soundbite for when we intro the news. And that's it, no music. Just a single woo.
Oh, God.
As soon as I learn how to record sound bites, that's what's going to happen. Alright, but news. This was a good one for weebs like us. Danganronpa, the critically acclaimed Vita visual novel, is coming to Steam.
Yes, it is. Coming
which is really cool.
February. The Steam page is already up for the first game.
This comes to us from siliconera.com. Danganronpa 2 PC ports. Only the beginning for Spike Chunsoft.
I assume that means Ultra Despair Girls and eventually V3 will come.
I've heard rumors of Trigger Happy Havoc. Or not Trigger Happy Havoc. That's the VN. The third-person shooter. Which one is
Ultra Despair Girls?
That's Ultra Despair Girls. Okay. Yeah, I've heard rumors about that one being ported, which is good because that game kind of ran like garbage on the Vita.
Yeah, that game probably should be the one you play on PC. The other ones stick to your Vita if you're a real weeb like us. But
the VNs, I think, play better. Like, I rarely want to sit down at a desk and read a VN.
It's like a book. You can take a book
you can take any book anywhere.
On your Vita.
Right. But that's cool, still.
Yeah,
it'll reach people who maybe aren't necessarily willing to buy a Vita for 2 games.
Which is sad. Because
it is. They should buy a Vita anyway and embrace the weeb.
But it's another game the Vita's losing. But, it's all good.
The Vita, it's dead.
Not in my heart, Rick.
It's not dead in our hearts, but I'll accept any of Vita's best games going other places at this point.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's get it.
Understandable.
I can't be too mad about it.
No.
But that's good. I'm happy about that. Next up, we have The Witness. Has a full Steam pre-order page up with price and everything. And it's confirmed for release. I believe it's end of January, isn't it?
Huh.
The Witness?
I actually don't know too much about the game.
I don't know much about the puzzle mechanics necessarily. Yeah. I just know that I loved Braid and I'm probably going to love The Witness. Yeah, January 26th is the release date. Oh, wow. I'm seeing the trailer now. This is a gorgeous game.
Now, Rick, that date is the same date as my Sakano manga coming out.
You got to pick one.
Got to pick one or the other.
One or the other.
That's how the world works.
Oh, wow. I shouldn't have watched this trailer.
Yeah, well, you should probably stop.
I wasn't going to buy The Witness day one, and now I really want to buy it day one.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, you do you.
I gotta.
And let me know if it's great, and then I'll probably buy it.
I love my boy Johnny Blow.
He's got a great name.
Braid was a treat.
It was.
And this game looks to be, not more of the same, but more of the same in the sense that it's going to be a fucking treat.
Yeah, I like my puzzle games, and so this looks interesting from what I've seen.
Yeah, Braid was hard as fuck, too.
It was a little too hard for young Devin.
I'm looking forward to actually difficult puzzles.
Yeah.
It's something I don't think we see enough of.
No, we see a lot of baby puzzles these days.
Yeah. So that's cool. That's good stuff. Next up, in my opinion, first actually good Humble Bundle again in a long time. There's a Humble Firaxis bundle out now for the next, believe it's about 2 weeks or so is left on it. And you're getting XCOM, Enemy Unknown, Sid Meier's Pirates, Civ 3, Civ 4, Civ 5.
Ooh, Civ 5.
If you beat the average, you get Civ 4, Civ 5, Sid Meier's Starships. Is that the expansion for Beyond Earth? Or is that its own thing?
I think it's its own thing.
Is it? Okay. I'm not sure. Beyond Earth was trash.
Yeah.
And you get XCOM Enemy Within if you beat the average, which is the expansion for Enemy Unknown.
Okay.
Which is cool. That's a good price for one of the best tactical turn-based games.
You get everything?
Huh?
For about 10, you get everything, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. You get pretty much anything worthwhile. Speaking of, though, Beyond Earth being trash, for $15, the final tier, you get Beyond Earth, and you get the map pack for Beyond Earth, and you get 33% off Sid Meier's Beyond Earth Rising Tide DLC.
Just play Civ 5.
Just play Civ 5. Even base Civ 5, which wasn't that great, was still better than base Beyond Earth.
Yeah.
But really, you should be playing Brave New World Civ 5, because...
We need to get back into that. We haven't played in a long time.
I know it. Well, good luck getting the boys together to sit down for a full game of Civ.
Yeah.
Even when we all still played Civ, we couldn't get through a full game of Civ.
Yeah, there's always someone who had problems.
What would happen is 2 people would get into a war, and then turns would start taking forever, and then everybody would quit.
Usually me, Master Morgan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Morgan would get wiped out.
Against Little C. Or he'll try to take on... I remember him trying to take on Brett. And I was just like, I don't know. And so I attacked him as well. And then he just quit. He rage quit. Good time.
Civ, had some good times with Civ. We should go back to Civ.
We should.
But anyways, yeah. Good bundle there if you somehow missed out on these games. Solid strategy titles. Turn-based strategy titles. Here's some good news for me as a Street Fighter fan. In the latest beta update for 5, I guess they data mined some more stuff over on NeoGAF.
The game has just been data mined left and right.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure every Street Fighter release ever has been data mined. So much so that it's become a joke.
Yeah.
I think it was at PSX.
Yeah, where they made a joke.
The guy came out and he was like, "This has not been data mined."
Yeah.
You cunts. This is new stuff. That was funny.
It for Fong? Or
it was for Fong. Yeah, nobody had managed to data mine Fong, I don't think.
Excellent.
But yeah, there's some cool costumes here that I'm into. What was the one that I really liked? I'm trying to find it. Oh, the Dalsim costume. Looked cool. And they added, it looks like they're putting in alpha costumes. As well as, like, new costumes kind of all together.
Yeah.
So the alpha stuff is cool. I really like the, what's his name? Nakali? The Nakali, like a tribal-looking skin, looks sick. He's like this seafoam green color. Dope looking. What else was in here?
See, I only main Armika now.
Oh, there's a Karen costume that looks pretty good. Some of these, the problem is they don't have colors yet. It's just
it's
the
hard
model.
To fully tell
what it's really going to look like. Yeah. The Laura costume, of course, is going to make me main her.
Very skimpy.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
It is.
That they went through the trouble of like censoring the Armika butt slap. I guess it's not censoring, technically. They made a design choice, because censoring would be if they only did it in, like, America or something. But they made the design choice to make Armika less sexual, and then they released this Laura skin. Like, what are they doing?
You know, I have no idea.
Maybe the Laura skin will, like, cost money or something. So if you want the sex you gotta pay. You gotta pay the man. Otherwise, base game, you're getting that those G-rated costumes.
Fair enough.
Make them pay for the perv.
Exactly. Well, how else are you going to get extra money?
That's true. It's fair. I can't fault them for that. Because people will buy it.
They will.
I'm one of those people.
Oh, boy.
So that's pretty cool. That comes to us from shoryuken.com.
Oh, perfect.
One of their latest trending articles that they've put out. Next, this is pretty good news for people who are maybe looking to complete their next-gen console collection. Over at cowboom.com, you can get a pre-owned 500 gig Xbox One for $210 with free shipping.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And it says functions as designed, which means it has to come with the controller and the cords, right, for it to function. So that's not a bad price. No games, obviously, but
pick yourself
now
up.
that we're into the new year, there's less bundles anyway to be found.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you missed the Christmas bundles, this might be a good option if you started off with a PS4, want to pick up the Xbox for some exclusives.
Then go pick up Destiny so you can play with your boy Devin.
I'm never buying Destiny.
I haven't played in a while, actually. But
yeah, I think the Destiny dream is dead.
It is. It was fun while it lasted, though.
If I had had it gifted to me over the holiday season, I would have given it a fair shake. But I'm not spending my own money
Truthfully,
on Destiny.
you probably wouldn't have given it a fair shake because you would have had to give like 40 hours to catch up to us.
Oh, true. I don't know. Destiny's... It's too much.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's too much, but it's also at the same time very much too little as well.
Yeah, it's
it
weird.
somehow manages to be both.
Yeah, it's just grinding the same stuff over and over again.
So I guess you could maybe, that's new. Somehow managing to be too much and too little. The worst of both worlds.
Yep.
So yeah, solid price there for the Xbox.
Definitely.
And then here's a cheeky piece of news that ties in with our main topic pretty well. Life is Strange. Limited physical run came out today.
It sure did, and I have my limited edition right here.
You've got yours. And that comes with art book, soundtrack, and then whatever the, DLC, director's commentary.
Yeah.
Right? Is the soundtrack on vinyl, or is it a CD?
It's a CD.
Oh, really? Because I saw pictures of people with a vinyl version of the soundtrack, which would be pretty cool to have.
Limited edition comes with the CD, though.
Oh, okay. They must have gotten that separately or something. Maybe they did a limited vinyl run.
Possibly.
Yeah, that game has an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm
excited
talking about that, but
to listen to those tunes.
Oh, yeah. I can't tell the difference sometimes between what is a licensed, indie audio track and what was composed by the sound guy for the game, which is really cool. He nailed that kind of sound.
Did.
But yeah, so even if you don't have the physical limited run, there should have been a patch pushed to whatever system you own the game on that includes the director's commentary DLC, new subtitled languages. You can now change the language at any time, and the subtitle size is now available in normal, large, and in true Life is Strange form, hella large.
I need to go and test how big that actually is.
I hope it's like the whole screen. It's hella large.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm glad they put the director's commentary out, because I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to. They could have totally said, no, you have to get the physical run to get the director's commentary. But they didn't. They put it out to everybody, which is cool.
Good people.
Good people over there at Square.
Well, Dontnod Entertainment.
Oh, right. You're right. Dontnod is the dev. Square was the publisher. Yep. So
a lot of people do get confused on that, thinking it's a Square game.
True. Square couldn't make anything with a story this good.
Yeah.
It's not possible for them. Not after Final Fantasy 13.
Without all the characters being in full black and on a road trip.
True. That has the potential to be the greatest story ever told. I'm holding out a lot of hope for that one.
I'm interested. I'm interested in 15, but we'll see. The year's still young.
The year is still young. We'll see if it even makes it.
Yeah, exactly.
We can only hope at this point.
Yeah.
So that's it for news. You been playing anything you want to talk about before we dive into the main topic? 'Cause I haven't really.
Been playing Dying Light, which I actually have decided I'm going to stop playing Dying Light. I put in a good 16 hours.
It's disappointing.
And there's a lot of fatigue from open world games right now.
I understand.
I feel like I got the experience I wanted out of it for those 16 hours. And so I'm like, I'm just going to stop it right here. When I got to that second map, I'm like, oh my god, more area. That's a little too much for me right now.
That's the second area is the best part. The first part of the game, running around Haran, is okay. But the parkour in the second area, when you have the grappling hook and you're like not running out of breath every 5 seconds, that's supposed to be the reward. That second area is your playground to be a parkour badass.
I liked having just a tight one map game though, which I thought wasn't going to be super long, and I was like, oh wait, this is still long. I'm like, oh, I need a break.
You must have taken it slower than I did, because I had the main story knocked out in 12 hours.
My issue is the main story. The writing's not that great.
Yeah.
And so it's a struggle for me to push forward in it.
I didn't mind because I still found the missions themselves to be fun.
Yeah,
even if the reason for doing them was stupid.
Good.
That was also powering through the main story is the best way to get past the kind of shitty early game, because you get a lot of XP. You don't get the balancing on side quest XP versus main quest XP is a little off, I think. Side quests don't get you nearly as much in the way of XP. It can get you good like loot and crafting stuff, but as far as pure XP, you gotta power through the main quest to get. You gotta get the parkour expert, in my opinion, for that game to really open up, because then you're not restricted by running out of breath and climbing slowly and things like that.
Yeah, I think I just at least need a break. I do want to go back and finish it at some point, but right
Following
now,
comes out next month.
Yeah, it's too much for me.
Whole new map, drivable vehicles.
That's too much. Please stop.
I think it's $15 for the Following. I'm probably gonna get the Following the day it comes out, because I'm hankering for some more Dying Light.
If I would have played Dying Light when it came out at the beginning of 2015, I probably would have bought the Following. But we
maybe should have done co-op.
Ooh.
I maybe should have gone through it with you. I think that would have kept you engaged more.
Probably.
Because I will say, for the second half of the game, I had a random guy join my game, and we got to talking, and it ended up being he ended up playing the rest of the game pretty much with me, like the last 4 or 5 hours. The co-op in that game is fun. And it's easy to use. Drop in, drop out.
Yeah.
And I can, since I'm a way higher level than you, there's no, level restriction as far as wielding weapons. So I can just drop you, a 1k damage item, and you can just go to town.
And I can just rush through that story.
Exactly. And get to the real fun parts of the game, which are nighttime adventures. The Easter eggs are dope. You haven't found the Mario level yet, have you?
No. In fact,
there's a pipe that you can find on top of a building, and if you hit X over it, it does a warp pipe thing, and you go to this Mario level, and there's these zombies that look like Goombas. They're their model is squished and kind of malformed, so they look like Goombas. And when you get to the end, you get Dying Light's version of the Tanuki suit.
Ooh.
So, like the throwable weapons slot?
Yeah.
It fills that slot, and if you hold, I think it's left trigger on Xbox, you glide like the Tanuki suit.
Okay.
So when you combine that with the grappling hook, it's fun as fuck.
Maybe I'll have to rush through it.
I'll do it with you. I like playing it, so I'll play through the story again.
It's fair. It's fair.
So if you want to do it co-op,
maybe I will go back.
Because if we can rush you through the main story, then we can play the following together when it comes out. Which it comes out mid-February, I think. I don't know the exact date. We don't have to get it day one. If you commit on this podcast to playing through the following with me, I will wait to buy it until you're done with the main story.
Ricky Beans, my friend.
Yep.
I don't commit to that.
God damn it.
In fact, I'm not buying the following, but I appreciate the offer.
Damn it.
I appreciate the offer of the following.
By the time you get the following anyways, I'll probably be ready to play through it again. So that's actually not that bad, because I fucking love Dying Light.
That's fair. Maybe I'll go back to it, actually, now that I've heard these things.
That's where me and your boy Colin M. agree. We don't agree so much on Mad Max, but we agree on Dying Light.
So, well, I guess I'll give it a shot again. I was ready. I was ready
close.
to hang up.
You're gonna think that the second map is this whole other thing, but the second map is really just the conclusion to the game. If you're on the second map, you've got maybe 3 hours left if you just do story stuff.
Okay.
Maybe 3 hours. Like, you're almost done.
Okay. Yeah. I'll power through it then.
That's fair.
Now, Rick, Dying Light I've been playing, but yesterday I stopped at Best Buy, and I was perusing through the games. I was like, Battlefront, got your Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Sure.
Had them in hand, and I was like, no, and I threw them across the store.
Yep.
I went over to the online pickup lane, and I picked up my copy of Disney Infinity 3.0.
Oh, no.
Oh, baby.
You didn't.
I did. I did. I have all my figures with me right now.
You are officially a Toys to Life monster.
Yes, I am. I have to represent the Toys to Life genre for the cast.
I mean, I would say someone's got to do it, but the truth of the matter is someone
No one
doesn't
does.
have to do it. There's no one that has to do that.
Yeah, but between my amiibos and my Disney Infinity figures now, my room is a toy wonderland.
Jesus.
I got the Hulkbuster, which probably is the favorite physical toy that I have, because it's really nice. And in the game, I can fly around like Iron Man.
Oh, boy.
So I just thought you would enjoy that.
Is the game actually good? Like, is it even decent?
It's fine.
It's not a ringing endorsement, necessarily.
For what I paid for it, I'm okay with it.
How much did you pay?
Paid $40, which came with the game and 2 figures.
Okay. That could have been worse.
Exactly. That was my, borderline. Is it alright? Yeah, it's probably fine.
I mean, it's not, but
It's fine.
it's the best, it was gonna happen, and I think this is maybe the best circumstance it could have happened under.
Now I'm playing one of the level packs, and they're actually not too bad.
Is it kind of like the Lego games?
Yeah.
It's kind of the vibe that I got from it.
Very similar in combat style and everything, but the level packs themselves for 3.0, I heard, are much better than they have been. So it's a fun little romp.
I mean, $40, you get a couple of toys. Sure.
Sure.
I'll let it happen.
So that was that.
So you've been playing one good game and one trash monster game.
It's debatable.
Yeah, I have played something, I guess, but I'm saving it for our main discussion today.
You ready to jump into it then?
We can jump right into that main discussion.
All right, let's do it.
And today our topic of the show is Life is Strange versus Telltale, or I guess just graphic adventure games in general.
In general. Essentially, we're going to focus on Life is Strange and the Telltale formula, but
Right.
it's essentially just the general genre.
So how do we want to kick this off? Do we want to kick it off with what we thought about Life is Strange?
Sure. Also, let's do the warning. This part of the cast will have spoilers.
Oh, right. We're going balls deep into the spoiler territory.
So,
Talking about anything and everything.
we should make a soundbite of something wild that just is the spoiler warning. Or like one of us screams.
It should also, every transition for this show should just be that one single woo. Everything is the woo. That way nobody ever knows really what's going on.
That's fair. I was pretty stoked, you see, because right before we started recording, I had breakfast, and I had my traditional 2-hole breakfast. Mm-hmm. Whole as in HOLE, because I had a bagel and a donut.
You gotta.
And that's just the way I roll.
Yeah.
So I was
on the bagel?
top of the day. Oh, of course.
Right,
what else am I going to put on the bagel?
I know people that prefer peanut butter on a bagel.
Huh.
And I don't like it because it's too heavy.
It is too heavy.
The bagel is heavy, and then the peanut butter is this thick, gloopy mess, whereas the cream cheese is fresh.
It is.
It's you know what I'm saying?
Now, I will throw out a bagel breakfast sandwich.
Oh, true.
So, good choice.
Yeah, you get a little egg, a little cheese.
A little bacon if you can.
A little bacon if you can swing it.
Maybe ham. Ham's fine. It's a good substitute.
Ham is fine, but it's no bacon.
For sure. I mean, it comes from the same animal, though, so...
Yeah, but it's different. It's different stuff.
It is.
A slice of cold cut ham is not the same as a couple slices of bacon. Even if you fry the ham first.
Yeah.
I'm talking hot ham. The best that you can possibly make cold cut ham is still not as good as even like microwave bacon is better.
Yeah, well, microwave bacon's kind of bomb.
Kind of bomb?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say bomb.
Good.
It's good. It's still bacon. I like it. But like it's a little chewy. Microwave bacon's a little chewy.
That's fair.
What you gain in convenience, you lose in that satisfying crunch.
Is that how you rate things?
That's how I rate things.
Convenience over crunch?
I mean, in terms of bacon, sure, because that's what you lose. I think microwave bacon, taste-wise, pretty similar to regular bacon. It's not that much different.
No.
But
you lose the crunch.
You lose the crunch. The texture is much chewier.
Oh, boy.
I can't abide by that.
I understand.
Yeah.
I guess.
So.
All right. So what was the topic again?
Life is Strange.
Oh, right. Not bacon, huh?
No.
All right. Well, let's jump into it then.
Slight sidetrack, but now we're back on.
All right. So you beat Life is Strange.
Yes, recently. I thought it was fantastic.
Good. Now, the ending.
We're going to jump right into the ending?
Well,
it's the elephant in the room because it's not good.
It's not good, yeah. That's the thing. They take this whole choice game and dumb it down to 2 choices that don't rely on anything you did previously.
Right. Yeah, I really especially did not like the ending because I was playing Max as a character, not necessarily playing as myself in like what I thought was best. So I played her as a character that would like do anything for Chloe. Yeah, so of course when the choice came up, I picked Sacrifice Arcadia Bay because that's what my Max would do. And that ending is terrible.
Yeah, see, I played my Max as sort of this good character, but like Chloe would annoy me at times, and so Max would be annoyed as well because some of the things Chloe does don't make any sense. Like she's like, oh, look at me, I'm important. Like, well, you were just kind of did something that was douchey, so let's calm down. But towards the end, it was like, ooh, this is rough. But I had to pick one over the many.
Yeah. You wait.
Well,
You picked...
kill one over the many.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That confused me for a second. The way
yeah.
you
What
phrased
confused me is I said it. It's wrong, but I have to just finish it.
Yeah, so it's very, very obvious that the developers meant the sacrifice Chloe ending to be the canon ending.
Yeah,
Which is fine.
out.
That's not a problem. Or it wouldn't be a problem if they had fleshed out the save Chloe ending as well, which they didn't. Because
sad.
I didn't read this from any place particularly reliable. I think it was on NeoGAF. Someone had said they'd read an interview that the devs had pretty much ran out of time, and so they focused on their canon ending, and then the what do you call it? The other ending was just kind of phoned in. Yeah, because it is phoned in. Because there's so many obvious places you could take that ending. Like, since they were doing the whole Donnie Darko thing, where someone who lives who should have died, and it causes all these problems, by not setting the timeline right, there's implications there that if they followed traditional kind of time travel fiction logic, that should not be the end of the death and destruction that would be caused by Chloe not being dead.
Yeah.
And they don't even, mention that or explore the concept.
Yeah, Max could go the rest of her life having to keep trying to save Chloe.
Right. It could be a never-ending thing.
Which would have been spicy.
So. But they didn't. And that made me salty.
Yeah, they could have taken that a lot of different ways. It would have probably been more interesting than the other ending.
Yeah, I think the potential for the save Chloe ending could have been much more interesting than the sacrifice Chloe ending. Because the sacrifice Chloe ending is pretty straightforward. We've seen that in time travel narrative before.
Yeah.
The timeline is set right. Everybody moves on the way they were supposed to. And that's that. It's the good ending, but it's the boring ending.
Definitely.
And that's the one they fleshed out, and it made me mad.
Yeah, so that was my...
Bay before Bay.
Bay before Bay. That was my biggest gripe with the game, besides the other obvious one, which was dialogue. But
yeah. Are we going to do dialogue?
Huh?
Are we going to talk dialogue? Because that's where what I've been playing comes in.
Oh, we will, bud. We will. But overall, the game for Life is Strange, it's one of those, the ending kind of dumped off, but the adventure along the way was worth every moment.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's still a game that I recommend to a lot of people.
It's a game I recommend to everybody.
Yeah.
I think now that I've beaten it, if I had beaten it in 2015, it would have been on my Game of the Year list, for sure.
It was on mine for my top 10.
Yeah, it would have been up there for me.
It was fantastic.
It was great.
So the other thing then, dialogue was rough.
Yeah, it got better as it went along, but in episode 5 even, Max was still saying wowzer and hella. Well, I think Chloe's the one who says hella.
Yeah, she is.
Epic fail,
It just wasn't as in your face.
It wasn't as in your face. It was easier to ignore, but the fact that I had to ignore it was still kind of a problem.
Which is where it gets funny is when you do the good ending of sacrificing Chloe, and you go back to episode 1, it has that dialogue.
Right. You and
me
have to do
business. Yeah. Oh, God.
Terrible. That leads me into what I've been playing, which is a new adventure game called Oxenfree. And this game, right from minute 1, does the teenage dialogue just perfectly. Especially I think coming off of Life is Strange, it was even more striking.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's so good. It sounds so natural, and the way they do the conversations, it flows. You never have I haven't beaten it. So far, you've never had an infinite amount of time to make a decision about dialogue.
Okay.
And sometimes you have a very short amount of time to make a decision about dialogue, like a few seconds tops.
Oh, wow.
And so a mechanic in that game, the dialogue it's about choice, but it also becomes kind of almost a gameplay mechanic because sometimes staying silent is the best option in the sense that it pushes you towards a better ending. But
That's interesting. The Telltale games have that same type for the dialogue, where
you have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes you can be silent, but, we'll get into the Telltale games.
We'll get into Telltale. But Oxenfree, so far, like I said, haven't beaten it. But so far, I think Life is Strange is telling a better story overall. But Oxenfree nails that teen dialogue that Life is Strange could never really hammer down properly.
Yeah.
It's good so far. It's really good. I won't do spoilers for Oxenfree because that game just came out.
It's too new.
So I won't go into, because the reveal as to what the game is truly all about happens pretty early on. So I won't talk about what it's really about. I just wanted to bring it up to kind of contrast the dialogue situation.
That's one I have my eyes on. It looks interesting.
I will say for $20,
It's a bit steep.
It's a bit steep because I've heard the game is only 7-ish hours long. There's multiple endings that you can get, which is cool. Like I can see, I'm not super far in, and there's already been a number of decisions I've made that I can clearly see. Like if I had done something else, this whole situation could be different. So it's not little choices. It's not going to be little things that are different. I think the entire shape of your playthrough can be completely different based on certain choices. So it certainly will be fun to play through multiple times.
Yeah.
But still, $20, it was reaching. I'm a big fan of adventure games, any kind, like the choice-driven ones like Life is Strange or like point and clicks. Classic ones, stuff like that. And even I thought 20 was a bit steep.
What about 15?
I think 15 would have been a sweet spot.
Sweet spot
for that game. Like I said, 20 it's still worth 20.
Yeah.
It's just reaching a little bit for I think the average player who maybe is interested in the story, playing it through once, and then that's it. Might be a little much. If you plan on collecting all the endings, I think you'll definitely get your money's worth out of it. But if not, then it's a little,
Price to game length. That's another interesting topic we can discuss one day.
That's true. That's a good topic for the cast.
That's all over the place.
That is. That could be a good one.
But so off like choices for Life is Strange, I enjoyed. There's illusion of choice for sure, but
there is.
I like how the characters remember the choices you make throughout all 5 episodes, and they'll give you crap for it. Of the things you like, if you screwed someone over, they'll give you crap for it later on.
That's true. Like the whole David arc or subplot that comes all back around to bite you right in the ass.
David that's a character that I hated, and I was like, wait.
Oh, wait, he's actually a pretty good guy.
You're kind of Peach.
They wrote David very, very well.
Yeah, he might have been... he's up there for one of the best written characters they did.
Yeah, for sure. I think Jefferson was kind of a... what would the word be? He just kind of came out of nowhere as the bad guy, which I guess was sort of the point. It felt a little cheap.
Yeah.
But I did like how he went back and was like, if you had paid attention in class, you would have figured out what I am, you know,
Yeah. And you hear the
a week
lines again,
ago.
you're like, oh.
Oh, he did actually say exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, maybe getting a little cocky. It would have made better sense if they threw in more nods along the way. Like not
Yeah,
really saying it, but throwing hints that you could go back to once you figured it out. It's like, oh, everything led up to this. It was
yeah.
all there.
Because
But
they
the
had that
way,
part in the beginning which was cheeky, but
yeah,
then Jefferson is in the game a lot after that, and there's nothing that really screams,
exactly.
I'm a fucking murderer psychopath.
They needed more points that you could go back to and say, yeah, he was always the murderer, and we now I can see it. But now
Yeah,
you look back and it's just that beginning
it's just
line.
that beginning. Because he talks to Kate, and nothing really says,
Yeah,
like, they could have made that particular encounter, more kind of, like, unsettling or strange,
exactly. It's like,
which
well,
they
this
didn't
doesn't
do.
feel right. This is just a normal conversation
Or
between
they
a
could have had
teacher.
a few scenes where, like, in the background, maybe, Nathan and Jefferson are together a bit too often,
Yeah,
and they didn't do any of that.
no,
It's this little things that would have made his, because that's a big criticism that I've found for the game, that people don't like Jefferson as the bad guy.
yeah.
And I think if they had done those little things, it would have done a lot to make him as a bad guy more convincing.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, up until Jefferson's revealed as the bad guy, in my head it was like, I'm going to meet someone I've never met before. Honestly, is
Yeah,
what I
because
thought was
we establish early on that Nathan isn't working alone.
yeah,
That's a given, but you're never given any clue that it would be Jefferson.
yeah,
So they could have handled him better, but I think it was fine.
yeah.
It wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad antagonist.
No, definitely not. It just could have led up better, but you
Yeah.
know. So that's our gripes with the games, with the game. But there's a lot. There's a lot that I like about
There's
it.
a lot to like there.
There's just a lot of just
There's
it
actual
comes down,
puzzles,
yeah,
which is
puzzles,
cool.
story, just the themes that it follows. There's a lot there.
I really liked. I some people thought this was heavy-handed. I really liked it. How at the end of the game, they question your kind of reasons for using your powers, and it kind of goes meta a little bit
Is
and
that
starts talking to the player.
when you're going through like the path and all of
The-
your
Yeah,
moments with Chloe come up?
yeah. The nightmare sequence is a big part of it, and they
Yeah.
kind of say like, why are you using these powers? What is your end goal?
Mm-hmm.
And you're being selfish with them. You're trying to get people to do what you want and
Yeah.
not doing what's best. And in a way that I can see where they were going. They were using that idea to then play into the ending, which
Mm-hmm.
is like they question whether or not you're a good person, and then Max tries to explain like, I only tried to do what was best for people and what was right. And then they give you that chance at the end to say, okay, money where your mouth is, do this right, do what
Yeah.
needs to be done, and then you have the choice to sacrifice Chloe or save our.
Yeah, they have a good thing going there. I think just the fact that
fell
the two
flat.
choices fell flat. Yeah,
It fell flat, but I saw what they wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do there, and it's a good idea that I think was executed not quite as good.
if they did run out of time, that could make sense.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. It almost reminds me of, like, writing a paper. Like, you have a first draft,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see a better paper in the draft. Like, nuggets of things that could form into a much better whole.
Yeah,
That's what I see in the Life is Strange storyline, is a lot of things that if they'd gone back and had more time, could have been really interesting themes that they explored that they really only scratched the surface of in the actual game.
Yeah.
I liked the Kate episode 2 ending, though.
That
was a cool theme that they explored pretty fully,
Mm-hmm.
which was like, I thought that was cool because all of episode 1 and all of episode 2, you're using your powers. That's before you start using the powers to like really change things.
Yeah.
You're changing small things to have the outcome you want, and the game really, like, because every time you make a major decision, Max has an inner monologue that is like, I could do the opposite if I wanted. Mm-hmm. And so the game really kind of pushes you to say, like, maybe I should do this choice. It almost purposely seems to make the major choices very malleable, so that when you're on the rooftop with Kate, suddenly you don't have that crutch anymore.
Yeah. You have to.
And it says, like, okay, you can't just rewind. You have to do this, and you have to do it right. Otherwise, you're going to have the worst outcome you've had so far.
Which you actually failed to save Kate, while I managed to save her.
Yeah, I thought, I did not think, I thought this was going to be an illusion of choice moment, where there's no way she actually jumps. But then, I did not save her. Which that does come back in the nightmare, and I think that not saving Kate makes the "Are you really a good person?" theme that they try and push at the end much stronger.
If you do save her, because a big part of that is if you answer the phone, I believe.
That's pretty much all of it, because I didn't answer the phone and she jumped. I did everything else with Kate right, and she still jumped when.
Yep. And then at that moment, though, it's where Chloe's like freaking out. Like, if you answer that, then you're probably not my friend. But if you did save her, if you did answer the phone, later in one of the episodes, Chloe and Max go visit Kate. Mm-hmm. And right before Max goes in to say hello, like, Chloe's like, I was wrong at that moment. That you did the right thing. You helped her out. You were a better friend than I give you credit for, and I'm sorry.
Yep.
Just little things like that.
It all comes back.
It does.
It all comes back.
I like how the first 2 episodes focus more on like that high school drama aspect. Yeah, right. The bullying of episode 2. And then episode 3 is where it like cuts off. It's like, now here's this darker story we're going to get into. Yeah. We had our fun with the high school drama, which is dark in its own way. But now here's our overarching sort of who's this killer plot or kidnapping people at the time.
Oh, speaking of high school, though, I think I finally got a definitive answer on whether or not they're in high school or college.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Apparently, this is some kind of, like...
It's a private high school.
It's a private high school, but it's only for seniors.
Yeah.
Is what I read. So everyone is 18. That's why everybody... There's no young people, or younger people, because it's some kind of weird prep school for only seniors.
For a full year, you get to go to this school. Yeah, it was strange.
That was that was confusing for me.
Yeah, the whole time, I thought they were in the beginning of college.
That's what I thought at first too.
Then I don't remember what really made me think about it, but there was a point where I'm like, are they in college? Are they in high school? I don't know.
Well, her schedule has like college prep classes on it, like AP classes,
you're right.
Which says to me high school. And also there's like lockers.
True.
What college has lockers,
That's a good point.
So I was thinking high school, but it didn't make sense to me though, because there was nobody young. There was no like freshmen or like younger kids. And then I read that it was some kind of senior prep school. So that's weird, but I guess it makes sense.
So, all right, now we've talked about Life is Strange for a bit. You ready to get into some of the Telltale stuff?
Oh, I'll shit on Telltale for the next few minutes or so, sure.
Okay. You can start then.
I will say that after playing both Oxenfree and Life is Strange, Telltale games on the whole are bad. They're
Yeah.
bad adventure games. They're not good. Even like Walking Dead Season 1, not that good.
Well, Walking Dead Season 1 to me was always like,
But
it's,
that's the one that everyone is like, oh, that's the Telltale game you gotta play.
yeah, it's just that ending really that makes the game
Yeah.
stick with people because the whole journey up to it's not that great.
No.
It's not that interesting. It's not that awesome.
Their
But it's
puzzles
that
are
final
not good, really.
that
I think
sticks.
most of their puzzles are like inventory puzzles, and they're pretty
Yeah.
poorly designed.
Yeah, it's
Like compared to Life is Strange's time mechanic, it just doesn't hold a candle to it.
now Walking Dead Season 1 has a place. Like it matters in the sense that it kind of started this
It
off.
revived it didn't revive the adventure genre in its original form necessarily, because these choice-based games are modern, are relatively new. So I guess it evolved the genre,
Yeah,
but
it
then
set
it
on this new path.
simultaneously made the genre incredibly stale.
Yeah, so
And I
Telltale.
think we're just now breaking out of that old format.
Yeah, we're getting other studios who are seeing the Telltale formula. And they're like, we can do this our way, and
Yeah.
so that's where we're getting Oxenfree. That's where we're getting Life is Strange.
Yep.
Because Telltale hasn't evolved their own formula at all.
Not at all.
They haven't even changed their engine really. They
I
still
will
run like
say-
garbage.
Preface, I have not played Tales of the Borderlands. And
I haven't
apparently, somehow, that's the new Telltale game to play. I don't believe it, because I don't think there's a way to make a Borderlands story not suck. Because, I mean, the creators of the game couldn't even do it. They just made it all about shitty memes.
Yeah.
I might give it a chance if it's on sale at some point, but, like, I don't know. I don't trust Telltale to make a good story. Not after the Game of Thrones, Telltale.
Play that one either.
You're not missing anything.
The only ones I played were Walking Dead 1 and 2. 2, mediocre. 1, it's important.
It's important.
But the one that I liked the most, which I don't think many people agree on, is Wolf Among Us.
I agree with you on that one, actually. I really liked Wolf Among Us.
I think the main thing for me, though, was just the world that they had taken was something more interesting, and they did well with it.
The world was cool. It was
yeah.
a dark story that I liked.
Yeah, I just like those fairy tale characters, like being twisted and not.
That
some
one,
of them are
in my
drinking,
opinion, they're most interesting by far.
Some of them are strippers. It's like it changes your perspective of the story, and I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, that is the only Telltale game that I would really give any credit to.
That's one I don't really have any complaints on. I love Wolf Among Us. That's just a solid one to me.
Yep, I agree. It did take a little bit too long to come out.
Yeah. Well, I waited. So that's another thing I want to talk about with this type of formula is the episodic nature of Life is Strange and the Telltale games.
Mm-hmm.
If that's necessary, do we want... Because I wait usually to play them all together.
As do I, yeah.
So it's like... But I understand the episodic nature. Like when we look at Life is Strange, we wouldn't have gotten the dialogue to improve if it was one full package day
I
one.
definitely don't blame anyone who got episode 1 on release and then never played the rest, because that's what I've read like on forums and stuff like that. The people say like, I got this game when it came out and the dialogue was fucking awful. I'll never finish this game.
Yeah.
And they should finish it.
They should.
But I can't blame them for being so turned off by it, because I almost didn't keep playing after episode 1.
But you had me to tell you, like, hey, it gets better.
I had you to say it, and I was also intrigued by the Donnie Darko parallels, because I really like Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
And so when I saw The Storm, I was like, oh. So that's what made me want to keep playing, not anything else. Episode 1's not very good.
Yeah. That's the thing. If all 5 of those episodes were one bundle, came out day one, I feel like it would have been like the dialogue would have been bad all the way through.
All the way through, right?
And it would have changed our perspective of the game. Because I don't know if...
I don't think I could have made it all the way through. If they had been saying Biznaz the entire game and cereal, I don't think I could have I wouldn't have been able to take it seriously.
So this is a time where I see the episodic formula and I'm like, they did improve with each episode. They took criticism.
Right. Dontnod did what you're supposed to do with an episodic game, which is what Telltale doesn't do. Telltale takes forever to put the episodes out. Well, not so much recently, but in the past they've taken forever. And there's no discernible improvement really in the quality of the episodes or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the criticism's making much effect. And then on the opposite end, a different game that is not a graphic adventure, but getting that episodic format, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That could go the opposite way, where they take criticism too hard, and so they keep just trying to change the game.
Yeah, I've lost all hope for that game. All I wanted was a way to play Final Fantasy VII in modern form. I don't need the entire game turned into PS4 graphics.
No. And
expanded upon. Like, that's cool that they're doing it. But I just wanted Final Fantasy VII with maybe an updated battle system and somewhat prettier graphics.
Yeah, prior to this knowledge, when we just saw the PSX trailer, I'm like, I like this combat. It's interesting to me. I don't have any affiliation with the original, and if I wanted that experience, I'd play the original.
Right.
So I was excited, and then I heard that, and I'm like, well, it was too good to be true.
It was too good to be true. It was.
But, so, like, it's hard with the episodic format.
I look forward to buying the Final Fantasy VII Complete Pack Game of the Year bundle
2025.
In 2025 for the low price of $150. Fuck you, Square.
Oh, boy. Maybe then we'll finally be playing Kingdom Hearts 3, too.
Christ. I'll give Square a little bit of credit. They're putting 9 on the PC finally.
Ooh.
And they're not botching it. They're not putting up a shitty mobile port. They're doing the PS1 with HD textures, as far as I know, and the ability to fast forward, which is fantastic, because a big problem with Final Fantasy IX on the PS1, if you play it native, which is what I was doing, is actions just take so long to happen. Like, it doesn't, when you say it out loud, how much time it takes, it doesn't seem like it's that long. But when it's stacked up in every single random battle and every single action, it's a long time. Like, as you input your character's abilities, there's about a 3-second pause between you finishing inputting actions for that turn and the action happening.
Ooh.
And so that stacks.
Yeah, it does.
There's also a large pause between a random battle triggering to being able to input your actions in the random battle. So, and the dialogue as well, like the in-battle dialogue that sometimes happens, takes forever to flow through.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a boss battle, sometimes that boss has dialogue. And if you're dying to that boss, there's no way to skip that dialogue again. So you have to go back and wait for the boss to do its whole in-battle spiel before you can try and beat it again.
Interesting. I'm excited for the new PC port.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting that.
So yeah, is there anything else that you would like to say about the topic, Rick? We kind of just pooped on the games.
We pooped on Telltale.
Pooped on Telltale. We talked a lot about the negatives of Life is Strange, even though we say the game is amazing.
But I think those negatives have to be said, though.
So that you go in and then you can experience the positives for yourself.
Right, because I knew going in episode 1 had shit dialogue.
Yeah.
And I sort of had an inkling that the ending was bad. I didn't know in what way, but I knew the ending didn't really live up to the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So I kind of had an idea of the negatives, and that allowed me to appreciate the positives, I think, more.
Yeah, it's a great experience, and if you haven't played it, I recommend it. Now that the physical copy's out,
Yeah, I definitely recommend Life is Strange to anybody.
yeah,
Also, recommend Oxenfree to anybody. Don't recommend Telltale to anyone
well,
now that
Wolf
Life
Among
is Strange
Us.
exists.
I will say Wolf Among Us. If you're gonna play
True.
one,
If you have to play a Telltale game, it should be Wolf Among Us.
yeah, and that's another thing. You play one Telltale game, you've
You've
played them
played them
all.
all.
The
You've
same
played every
form.
single one.
They have not advanced
Yeah.
on there. They
I was
took
really
Wolf.
expecting. I'm gonna shit on Telltale a little bit more.
Okay.
I was really expecting after their game started getting a much more lukewarm reception that they would, because they've confirmed that they're doing Game of Thrones season 2. This was a while ago. They
Doing
confirmed
Batman,
that.
and they're doing a Marvel thing.
No, I know, but this
And
was before those
Walking
two were
Dead.
confirmed.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like dead set. They're going to come out and say Game of Thrones season 2, Q4 2016, new engine. That's the only Game of Thrones season 2 is the only Telltale game coming out in 2016, and it's going to be on a new engine. I thought they have to do that. They're not doing that.
Nope.
Instead, they've taken on 2 more projects that we know of,
Yeah.
and are almost certainly now going to be spitting out the same shit they've put out for the last however many years.
I don't get it, man. Just make the engine better. That's all. That's the one thing people really want.
Yeah.
Like they have their fan base. They don't need to please everyone. They have their fan base, but they need
What
the
they need
engine.
is anybody, even their fans, agree
Yeah.
that the engine needs work. It
You
doesn't
play
even run well on PC.
No, you play a Telltale game, you make a decision, and the game has to buffer.
Load the decision.
Exactly. Life is Strange. The engine ran fine.
Yeah, it was perfect. That's art direction. Life
Yeah.
is Strange. I really liked it.
Yeah, I like the art too.
People,
It's like
I've seen it shit on, and
I enjoyed it.
I understand that mindset because the game does have pretty muddy textures throughout.
Yeah,
But I think the direction they took the art style makes up for it. Other people don't agree, and that just is based on what you value higher. Do you value, pixel count and how smooth things look and like the general next gen look, or do you value the direction and a consistent style that the art takes? And I am the latter.
yeah, I'm more of a style myself.
So it just depends.
Yeah,
I can certainly see if you want it to look like a next gen game, it does not.
no, not at all.
But to me, it looks worlds better than
I
any
think someone
Telltale.
Took the game and made a section in Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
Kept the same art direction, but it just ran smoother and looked better.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I understand, but
I
for
get
what
it.
it is, I like it.
Yeah.
The direction's still there either way.
Absolutely.
Direction. All right. Is that all
we
you
got
got?
to say?
Yeah. I think
I think we got our point across nicely, and I think we've successfully alienated any Telltale fanboys.
yeah, the point was Life is Strange, the better game of the same genre.
Yeah.
Oxenfree, it's up there. We don't know for sure because Rick hasn't finished
I
it.
haven't finished it, but so far, definitely nails dialogue.
And Telltale, while advancing the genre and allowing us to have those 2 games, is still garbage.
Yep. Agreed.
And that's episode 2, buddy.
That's episode 2 in the books.
The episode about Disney Infinity, bacon, and Telltale's trash.
I think the bacon and egg sandwich kind of intermission was a good break between the what have we been playing and the main topic.
I hope if anyone's listening that they did realize that was still the spoiler warnings coming up, and they did forget because of the
bacon
talk.
and eggs.
And then we just jumped into the ending of Life is Strange.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I was like, oh crap.
Well, it's fine.
It's fine, sure.
It's fine.
Well, Ricky, it was fun.
It's a good time. That's episode 2. And thank
thanks
you
for
all for
listening.
listening. We will see you in the next episode.
Oh, another point. Episode 1, I believe, released like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. We're now recording Wednesday mornings.
Oh, true. Wednesday mornings is the new day because my roommate has a social life.
Which is weird.
Which is weird, but kind of have to work around that.
Yeah.
So, Wednesday mornings, going to be the new uptime date. I'm sure all of our listeners are wondering where the episode is today, eagerly anticipating our opinions.
Or more like, when we finally do get a listener, they'll already know that it's a Wednesday morning. Because they never went back.
Because they never went this far back, with good reason.
Oh, boy. All right.
Episode 2 in the books. Next week.
See ya.